everyone, it's Gyoza. So I've been talking about my no gacha account in Star Rail for a little bit now, and I finally decided I should probably make a video about it. Now, being honest, this is probably like the 5th time I've recorded this because I've been like kind of jumping around everywhere, so hopefully this video will be alright. I'm gonna go over why I made this account, everything I have on it, the stuff I've been able to do, and just gonna showcase that this game, honestly, pretty fun to play no gacha. So first of all, I'm just going to jump into what you all are probably the most interested in and what I have on this account. So let's go in my inventory real quick. I'm going to go over here and yeah, 254 normal passes, 149 limited passes, and 113,000 stellar jades. Now, one thing I really like doing on this account, just because it looks super nice, is going to the shop and then you go to stellar trade and then just doing this. And just slowly making that number rise all the way until it hits its limit of 706 pulls saved up. Now, that's a decent amount of pulls. This is a good amount of stellar jades to have. I will be honest, this is not the most amount of jades you could have if you were doing no gacha. It's just that I've been off and on in this account for a little while, so that's my current amount of jades. So yeah, this account's doing pretty well, honestly. I guess I'll go over my characters real quick and then kind of why I made stuff. Now, this character section is going to be quite long, but stick with me. It'll be worth it if you're interested, of course. So first of all, we have a break team, and the break meta is incredible for no gacha because Star Rail is so kind in how much break stuff it gives no gacha accounts. Like, actually insanely nice. So first of all, I'm going to go over my March 7th, and she's not perfect, don't get me wrong, right? We have her on 2,300 attack, 138 speed, and 183 break effect. She is 100% break effect March, not crit March on this account, right? Her light cone, she's using river flows. It's nothing special, but it's probably the best option I have for her on this account. Maybe in the future, if I want to build crit March, I can branch out more, but right now, this is a pretty decent light cone. Her traces are decently maxed. A big problem with this account is I ran out of Tracks of Destiny. I only have one right now, and it's mostly because I stopped playing this account for about half a year. I kept getting everything that needed to be done, but I just stopped doing events. I just stopped doing anything like Sim Universe. I just didn't do anything anymore. So I ran out of these Tracks of Destiny really quickly, but her traces are decent, I would say. Obviously some upgrades would be helpful, but I'm not too stressed about it right now. Her relic, she's on 4-piece Iron Cavalry, 2-piece Talia, of course, and she is E3 currently. I think with the new update, she can become E6, I believe, so hopefully we can get that soon. Yeah, that's my March. I'm pretty proud of her, honestly. Alright, Harmony Trailblazer. He is at 149 speed and 202 break effect. He's using Past and Future. This light cone isn't good on Harmony Trailblazer, really. It doesn't do anything for him at all. It's just that the free-to-play options for Harmony light cones are pretty rough. I have the options of Past and Future, For Tomorrow's Journey, Chorus, and Dreamville Adventure. Dreamville Adventure might work in some team comps, but not on this account, really. I'm just using Past and Future just because it's built. It's not really anything too special, being real. It can help a little bit, but I don't speed tune around this at all, so it doesn't really end up doing very much. Traces, what's important is maxed out. Relics, he is on 4-piece Watchmaker and 2-piece Talia, of course, and they are E6. Now, fun story is I actually quit this account, like I said, for half a year, and I came back to it, and oh my gosh, I unlocked all of Harmony Trailblazer's Eidolons and all of March and her Eidolons in one day, and that was probably the most I've ever played Star Rail for a single session straight. I played Star Rail for like 13, maybe like 11 hours straight to get all of them, and oh my god, it took so long. It was worth it in the end, ultimately, but good god, it took forever. Alright, I'm gonna move on to Gallagher. Gallagher is at 154 speed, and he is at 117 break effect. Ultimately, he's not built very well. He's only 154 speed, and I could do a lot better. I usually designate him as March's Shifu, which, if you know how to play Break March, you kind of understand why that's a little silly that I make him faster. My end goal really is to make him extremely fast to the point where it doesn't even matter that he's going more than March, or going before March, I mean. But I haven't been able to reach that yet, so I'm kind of using Gallagher as March's Shifu unoptimally. But he ends up still doing it decent. I've been able to do some decent stuff with this account. Yeah. His traces, what's important, is leveled up, I would say. Relic, she's on 2-piece break, 2-piece speed, and then Vonwhack, again, just for the extra speed. I think eventually I want to edit him and make him a little slower than March so I can actually play March properly, but for now, I'm okay with this. In his Eidolons, he's E0, of course. I got him from I got him from an event recently. I don't remember which one. I think the bird event. All right, Gwenifin. Gwenifin is a character I actually love. She's a character I don't really think about too much, but honestly, I not only do I like her in the story and her like character and personality, it's honestly peak, but she's honestly just very decent. She is at, let's see, like 2.3k attack and 84 effect hit rate. She is using this light cone right here. It's Showtime, which is honestly a very, very good light cone. I S5'd it. I kind of regret doing that because that's a lot of whatever those like currency is called to unlock light cones. But honestly, I like Gwenifin enough to the point where I don't really care. It increases her damage a lot and lets me get away with using an effect hit rate body piece because of how much attack it gives me. It's not perfect, of course, but she does decent damage on her own. What's important is leveled up. Maybe I should upgrade this, but again, I only have one track of Destiny. It's not really worth it. She's on 4-piece DOT and 2-piece space stealing. Again, not perfect. I've been thinking about switching her over to Pioneer, but honestly, I'm not too certain if that, like, how well that'll work out. So right now, she's on 4-piece dot and E0. Pela is a GOAT on this account. She is sitting at 74 effect hit rate. She's using before the tutorial mission starts, and this light cone is unironically a godsend for this account, because without this light cone, there's not very many options for Pela at all completely free to play. I guess you have Void. Wow. For Mata, yeah, none of this is really like, none of these really help her that much because they're not effect hit rate based. This is like the only like very like fully free effect hit rate light cone you could have gotten. It's really nice. I love it. It is a little cheap, I guess, that I'm using this on this account, but this is no gacha, so we use everything we get, you know. Her traces are maxed out. Her relics, she's on 2-piece speed, 2-piece, what is it, HP, doesn't really matter in Vonwhack. I did have her on 4-piece Eagle, which was honestly amazing, but my substats were really, really bad that I wasn't really hitting any requirement at all, so I decided to scrap that idea. I'll probably end up going for it in the future, but right now, it's not what we can go for, and she's E0. Shui is a character I love as well. Her crit rate isn't that good. Really, I wanted to be like 70 or 80, but hey, I'm not complaining too much. Her break's only 147. She's using On the Fall of an Aeon. Traces are decently leveled. I honestly want to get this leveled up. It's not that big of a deal, but I would just like to have it leveled up. And she's on 4-piece Quantum, 2-piece Talia, and E0. I actually really like Shui. I end up using her on my break team a lot. See, Gwenifin usually actually slots quite well on a break team because she does decent toughness damage, a lot more than I thought she would. And if the enemies aren't weak to fire or imaginary, she can kind of just brute force them and kill them with DOT, which is kind of nice. But yeah, Shui is also a very good person to slot into my break team. She's just kind of there doing her own damage, kind of like a dual DPS break team, but I mean, everyone's really a DPS in a break team. Alright, Dr. Ratio, the nicest thing Star Rail's ever done for new players and this account, really, giving us a free limited 5-star. He's at 137 speed, 63 crit rate, and 166 crit damage. It's not that much crit rate, but I don't know how many of you know this, but Dr. Ratio, is it this? Yeah, he increases his crit damage and crit rate, let's see, by, like, I don't know, like 12 or something like that. I don't know. He increases crit rate by 12 and his crit damage by 30, so he's actually critting most of the time. And he's using Cruising the Stellar Sea to the point where, like, you know, he gets the crit. He's pretty nice. He's not, honestly, I know he's rated quite highly on like Pride Wins tier lists and stuff, but he's really only doing like 40k damage like with a follow-up, which is nice, but really not that much, honestly, for me to like really, really like him. He's great and I love him, don't get me wrong. It's just that I feel like without premium buffers, he's suffering. Speaking of buffers, we have Hanya. She is at 170 speed. Nothing else really matters with Hanya. She's using this light cone. It literally does nothing on her except make her do more damage, which I don't know why you would want that, but like it's just what I have. And her traces are decently leveled up. Her relic's 4-piece speed, 2-piece Penacony. 4-piece speed is very, very important on a Hanya because her speed boost that she gives to your allies is based on her own speed, and this just buffs her own speed and everyone else's speed. It's honestly just really, really nice. E0. Hanya's great. I did have her like way faster, like 180, like 190 speed, but I decided to kind of give her more energy regen rate, and I didn't have very many speed pieces on that. Sushong is a character I don't use at all. I probably should, but I don't use her. She's at 150 speed right now, 57 crit rate, 108 crit damage, some amount of break effect. It's not really good at all. I had her on I think I'm messing with her build right now. She's not even using a light cone. Yeah, I was like, this isn't what I normally run her with. Earlier, I was tinkering with the idea of getting Break Sushong so I could do MOC 12. But honestly, right now, I'm not really feeling it. She's not really doing anything too special right now. Nat has no real reason to get used. I'm gonna be completely honest. Lynx, I think, is just much better than her. There are some situations where I prefer to use Natasha, but really, I just use Lynx. Maybe I'll use Nat if I try to do this MOC 12, but I'm not really sure. Just quid pro quo. This icon's actually really good. And traces are maxed. Relics, I don't use her. I usually just switch out her relics with links, whoever I choose to use. Asta's a character I don't use that much. I don't actually use her at all because I feel like it's cheating, because technically the game forces you to do a pull at the start of the game and give you Asta. And since this is a no gacha account, I did technically get Asta from the gacha. So she is a gacha character. Not really, but I just feel kind of wrong using her sometimes. I probably should use her more because of how good she is in break teams. It's just, I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to use her for some reason. It's just my own personal thing. Her Lycon's good. Her traces are like decently leveled, I think. Yeah, I mean, Asta's traces are really weird, honestly. Most of them aren't even helpful. Yeah, relics, nothing, and E1. Herta. My Herta's... I love Herta, but my Herta's pretty bad. She's at 125 speed, 58 crit rate, and 150-ish crit damage. She buffs her own crit rate by 15 from one of her Eidolons, but that's still only like 70. I mean, it's like, what, like 72, 73 crit rate. It's nice, but it kind of sucks I have to rely on that. She's using S5 Seriousness. Her traces are decently maxed. Relic, she's on 4-piece Ice right now. I was trying to farm a 4-piece Grand Duke for her, but I just haven't been able to get the substats, so for now, she's using this. It works. It's fine. And she's E5. I don't think they've given E6 Herta yet. Maybe they have, and I just haven't done it, but right now she's E5. E6 is nice, but I'm way more interested in this E2 giving her crit rate, honestly. Serval's a character that's pretty underrated. I really like Serval. She's really fun, and I want to use her more. She's not really fast at all. This build is kind of weird. I don't know if this is her permanent build. I have 2 S5 Seriousness of Breakfast, and I have 1 S1. I think I don't ever use 3 erudition characters at the same time, so I kind of just switch this out with whoever I'm using is the higher superimposition. She's 4-piece lightning, 2-piece space healing, E0. Dan Heng is a character that's really great, actually, and I think a lot of people underrate him. I use him a lot. Obviously, ratio kind of invalidates him, but I still have a lot of fun using regular Dan Heng. Again, normally he switches out his pieces with ratio, so he doesn't really have anything right now. Yeah, he's literally missing that completely. He's fun. Not perfect, but he's fun. QQ is honestly a great character that I need to build better because of how much she is, like how strong she is in no gacha. Let's see, we have her 98 speed. It's really bad. I usually end up using her with Hanya, and Hanya ends up boosting her speed, but it's still really slow, honestly. 70 crit rate, 114 crit damage isn't a very good crit ratio, but like, I'll work on it later. She's using Seriousness of Breakfast, of course. All her traces are leveled. 4-piece Quantum, 2-piece Rudal, and E0. E0 QQ still works. Honestly, she still does a lot of work. It's just I wish I had more. Lynx is honestly a great sustain. I want to build her a lot better because of how much I like her. She's at 5.5k HP and 140 speed. 44 effect res, not that much. She's using this light cone from the Halloween event, like the ghost hunting event. It's not that good, honestly, to the point where using Bailu's light cone, like this one, Quid Pro Quo would probably be better because of the energy gen. But honestly, I like this light cone. I like using it, and I'm really worried that this team can't sustain a lot of times, so this just makes me feel safer. Her traces are fully maxed. Relics, you know, whatever, it's fine. And then E0. Yukong. I don't use this character at all. I used to back in the day, but I really don't use her anymore on this account. She's at 136 speed. As you can see, 16 crit rate, 153 crit damage for some reason. She doesn't have a light cone. Her traces are all max because back when this account first started, I got so many tracks of destiny that I just used them on every character, and I didn't expect to take a break from this account. So I was just getting everything for every character, but now obviously I regret that because I don't have any. What can you do though? Yeah, she doesn't matter. I don't use her. So that's all my characters. Break team is goated. Ductor ratio being free is goated. Sorry this section took so long. It's just, I think it's interesting to go over all the characters I have. Alright, so taking a look at my endgame clears, as you can see, I've been able to 2-star MOC 11. I haven't tried MOC 12 yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose. This Aventurine in the second half is just not possible for me. I think I can make this half work with Ductor ratio. It might take a long time, but like, I think I could probably do it. It's just this second half, I don't think is possible. It's kind of why I'm thinking about building Sushang, because they're physical weak. Aventurine is physical weak, so I can use Sushang and, you know, maybe get Crit March in there so she can go a lot and, you know, maybe that can work out. But honestly, I just don't have any good physical or ice DPSs. I should utilize Sushang though. I definitely admit that. Anyway, we've been able to 2-star MOC 11. Again, this isn't the most impressive thing. I've seen people like ZMM. I haven't mentioned him yet, but he is incredible. I didn't get this idea from him, but he is probably the best no gacha content creator ever. I love watching his videos so much. He's been able to do way more stuff than me, but, you know, I would still like to show this account. Yeah, so MOC 11 went pretty well. I was able to beat Gepardon's Farog. I think I beat it with 18 cycles left. Maybe it's possible if I fix my my ratio team a little bit to clear faster. It took me like 8 cycles to clear the Gepard side with Dr. Ratio. Not very good, but I don't really mind. I'm not trying to 3-star everything. I'm just trying to see if I can even beat it. So I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. Being able to 2-star MOC 11 with no gacha. Again, it makes me happy. Yeah, it's pretty fun being able to do this, but yeah, MOC 12, MOC 12, I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat, at least in my current state. Maybe, I've thought about doing videos on this account, like MOC attempts on this account. I think that'd probably be a lot more fun than my other account, since this account's no gacha. I feel like it might be more interesting, but yeah, let me know if you guys want to see like more no gacha content. This is the end of the video, but yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing like MOC content or Pure Fiction or Apocalyptic Shadow, let me know, because I would definitely make that content. I'm just worried that nobody wants to see me fail and only get 2 stars. Like, who wants to see a 2-star MOC clear, right? In terms of other endgame, I haven't really done too much. I think I've done, yeah, Pure Fiction. I just beat the second one. I'm not even gonna click on it. I just beat Pure Fiction 2, and I didn't even care about doing Pure Fiction 3. Pure Fiction is just really rough on this account. I like barely even beat the second one. I think I could if I built like Herda better, but honestly, I don't care that much. It's fun, but like not enough to where I care too much. Apocalyptic Shadow I do care about though. I was able to 2-star Apocalyptic Shadow 3. I was like, I don't know, I think I have footage of myself beating it right here. I was literally like 50 action value away from getting the 3 stars on the 3rd difficulty. I was so like fuming, but I'm not gonna I'm not the kind of person to just redo everything over and over. I'll just move on. I might try Apocalyptic Shadow 4, but I'm pretty sure my team will just die, right? Alright, so while I talk about why I made my account and like just stuff about it, I guess I'll go ahead and just, you know, I'll just start doing MOC just so I can kind of have something in the background. So really, this account I mentioned ZMM earlier, and I didn't make this account because of ZMM. I made this account before I even knew who he was. However, I think ZMM deserves a lot of credit because a lot of the decisions on this account that I've made end up being decisions that ZMM also made because he's just really smart. So I don't know if they're he, but like anyway. I really like ZMM, and I ended up like, he picked Tanya, so I picked Tanya. Like, they picked Gallagher, so I picked Gallagher. They picked Winifin, so I picked Winifin. So although I didn't get this idea from them, I definitely ended up getting most of my, like, mostly everything and like came from him, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I really like doing this account. I don't do it because, like, it's like the most fun thing in the world or like to like flex on other people, but it's just a fun little challenge, and I honestly think it's super fun. I don't know if I could really recommend doing it now though, because of just how rough I guess I would say like doing a no gacha run would be nowadays, because you missed out on so many important things that I mean, I think it'll be worth it, but it'll really be hard to catch up because you've just missed out on so many things. It is really fun. Like here, I think my March might do a decent amount of damage here. Let's watch. Yeah, 117k for a no gacha is quite nice. Again, not like the best amount of damage I've ever seen in my entire life. And that took like a whole cycle to clear just the first half on MOC 9. But again, this is background footage. I'm not like playing optimally. Anyway, yeah, I would love to make more content on this account. And I have everything. This is something I wanted to mention because I've been thinking about it. I have everything a no gacha account should have on this account except one thing. There's one thing that every no gacha account should probably have in Star Rail that I am missing, and that is Serval's light cone. Because apparently, I didn't know this, but in 1.0, Serval, like, there was an event, maybe before Star Rail even came out. I don't remember, but it was before I even like really cared about Star Rail or even had the idea of doing a no gacha. Because I made my no gacha about like 2 weeks after Star Rail came out, probably, I would say. But anyway, no gacha really, like, I wouldn't say it suffered because I ended up not getting Serval's light cone, but there was an event where you could get Serval's light cone. I just didn't know that, which honestly sucks because I would have really liked Serval's light cone, you know? It would have helped my account, especially Pure Fiction, but we don't have it. Alright, I'm kind of actually excited to see how much damage this March does. Got the defense down, Basad and everything. Let's go! I mean, I say all like that's not impressive, but like that wasn't as big as I wanted. I've done upwards of like 300k damage on this account before. Obviously in perfect condition, not in Sim Universe, but like in perfect conditions and stuff. My March has been able to hit that, but oh, that really sucks. But not all the time. Honestly, it's more of a rarity for me to have like a miracle like that happen being real. Gallagher should be able to wake up. Gallagher getting stunned there was kind of bad. Sorry, this isn't like an MOC video. I just get distracted, honestly. Yeah, I'll go and show off my light cones, I guess, after this, like everything I have. Again, it's nothing super impressive. All right, let's end it. Shing. Oh, she didn't really get lucky with her hits. All right, I'm not even gonna do this side because it has my serval that's not built right now. Yeah, so in terms of light cones and just other like odds and ends I have, these are all the light cones I have. Again, I should have Serval's light cone. It sucks that I doesn't because I really would like to say I have everything. Being real, I don't think Serval's light cone is that useful outside of Pure Fiction. Like, I would have loved to have that for Pure Fiction. It would have been so nice because Serval's kind of like a mini Argenti kind of. She spams her ult like she has a really cheap ult, and just that would have been really, really nice. But what can you do, I guess? C'est la vie. I think this account overall has some pretty decent stuff. Obviously, I haven't made every perfect decision. I love Luca. I've mentioned that in a past video before, and I really, 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 really wish I picked up Luca. But there's just not very many places to pick up Luca that I could have, I guess. Because I don't regret my Gwynaifen pick at all. I love Gwynaifen. And I don't regret my Gallagher pick. Definitely not. He is amazing. Don't regret the Pela. But there was that one time where I could have picked Hanya or Luca. And I was about to pick Luca, but I watched ZMM pick Hanya. And I think Hanya has helped my account a lot. Especially like QQ. It actually makes QQ like very, very usable on this account. But just the idea that I could have had Luca like irks me. I really hope Luca comes in like a 4-star selector. It really bothers me, by the way, that we get a Luca based event next patch, but they're not giving us a free Luca, or at least they don't say they are. Which, like, really, man? I was so excited when I was watching the live stream with seeing the Luca based event. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get a free Luca, and then it was just like a phone wallpaper that they showed off at the start, I think. So I was like, oh, which is still nice. Don't get me wrong. I would enjoy the phone wallpaper, but it does kind of suck that I'm not gonna end up getting Luca on this account. Because if there is a 4-star selector, who knows what the other 4-stars might be. Maybe it'd be smarter for me to get E1 Gallagher for the chance he comes back so I can get E2 Gallagher. Maybe like E1 Gwynaifen so she applies an extra debuff. Or, you know, there's so many things to think about that. No gacha life is rough. When you make every 4-star decision you make is a big deal. It really is. My fuel count was way more. So this is like, again, I think I mentioned this, like my 5th time recording this video. Originally, my fuel count was at like 56 or something like that. Like, I had so much fuel, and I was like flexing it like, wow, I have so much fuel. I'm so cool. But then I decided to go farm for some relics, and then I used literally like 30 something fuel. So I don't have that much fuel anymore. I mean, 19 is still a decent amount of fuel, but it's nothing like special anymore, really. Yeah. Some other stuff. So, okay, one big mistake I made, which I want to mention. I don't know why I did this, but I'm talking about this, so I may as well talk about it. So I only have 20 Starlight, Undying Starlight, when I should have 40. And obviously, it's not like I'm gonna be able to reach one of these characters for like 5 years or something, right? From like the 4-star selectors. But like, for some reason, when I was new to this account, and I got like my first like, when I got 20 of these, I for some reason bought a special pass. I have no idea what motivated me to buy a special pass with this, but I did. And the moment I did, I realized I could like have eventually saved up and bought like a QQ or Sushang or like, you know, a Ting Yun or something that would have massively benefited my account. But I accidentally bought a pool. So it's not really going to bother me, but 5 years from now, when every other no gacha account is going to be claiming their character, I'm going to have to wait like a whole extra year because of the stupid decision I made. Which honestly sucks. Yeah. It's rough. Another thing I want to talk about, I guess, before I go, yeah, my pool count isn't that much, my jade count isn't that much, this isn't that much, because again, I haven't played this account that much. Like, I think ZMM has like 800, like almost like 900, or like maybe like 1,000 pools, which is incredibly impressive. He hasn't even like claimed it, like the achievements and stuff. Like, ZMM is incredible. Again, but I still want to show off my account. You know, I think my account's pretty cool. Yeah. I guess the last thing I want to talk about Here, let me actually go back to the spot I like. I don't I don't know why I just really like this spot. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is why I made this account, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I was kind of distracted when I was you know, doing MOC 9. But ZMM is not the reason I made this account. And I say this really like hesitantly because I just don't want people to think I'm copying this idea from them or stealing this idea from them, because I like ZMM's content and I don't want to steal anything, and I want it to be known that you should watch ZMM, but this idea didn't come from them. I originally made this account before I even knew ZMM existed because of a game called the Battle Cats that had like a no gacha challenge that I like to do, and I was playing Star Rail after like the first week and a half, and I was like, oh hey, maybe I should do that on this game too. That would be pretty fun. So then I made this account. I played it pretty consistently for a decent amount of time. I think if I look at my achievements, actually, I think it's Moment of Joy. My consecutive 224 consecutive login days on this account. Like, I used to play this account every single day and do all of my dailies and do all of my weeklies and never let my Trailblaze power cap. But after a while, I got tired of managing 2 accounts. I go to college. I have a job, so it got to be too much. So then I stopped doing so much on I stopped playing so much this account, which I definitely regret a little bit because I like this account and I wish I had everything that other accounts did, but I at least got on like to do events and to do like stuff to get me the limited things that I would have missed when I was only like half playing this account, right? So I'm not missing anything other than Serval's light cone is what I really mean to say. But yeah, I guess it takes us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched this far and you haven't clicked off yet, I really appreciate it. Of course, I think every YouTuber says that, but seriously, it feels nice. Sorry I'm being weird. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch me like do endgame content on this account, again, I would probably like be losing and it'd just be very embarrassing, but I don't mind doing that. Like, if it's fun to, if it's enjoyable to watch, maybe do some like no gacha free to play guides. Again, I'm not like perfect. I think a lot of people know way more than me, but I still like to think that I know some things about this game that I would like to share. So yeah, let me know if anyone would be interested in seeing more no gacha content, or if I should just stick to my other account. I'm never gonna abandon my other account, of course. Most of my content's gonna be on my main, but this account still means a lot to me, and feel free to friend it. I got my user ID in the bottom left if you want to friend me. I don't really have much. Like, obviously it's a no gacha, so I don't know why anyone would want to use my support character, like my support ratio when I fit or March, but they're there, if you're interested. Always happy to make new friends in the community as well, talk to people. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, have a good one, I suppose. I'll see you guys in the next video.